Welcome to the 60 Plus podcast.
I'm Janet.
I thought you were going to forget what to say. I'm Joe.
Oh, good.
Hi.
So we got that through with that.
I'm thankful for that.
Me too.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I did. That was the
Wasn't
segue.
that good?
Yeah.
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 What are we talking about today, Janet?
I thought you were going to ask me how I was.
How are you,
I'm
Janet?
doing very well, thank you. And
I'm
you?
thankful for you saying well. I'm really happy about that.
See, there's so much to be grateful for, Joe.
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today?
Well,
I think I've
that's
given that
the
up kind of.
subject that we're going to be talking about today. So because we're almost Thanksgiving, right? It's,
Right. This
around
episode
the
will drop
corner.
the day before Thanksgiving.
Correct. And now we know that that's not a holiday that's celebrated around the world. But if you think about the softer aspects of Thanksgiving, forget about the eating the turkey and all that good stuff. I mean, it's supposed to be a day of gratitude. And so the idea here is let's understand the power that gratitude can have in our lives. And based on the research that we've done, wow.
It's really surprising. It's much more than I thought.
Yeah, so it's not that just that uncomfortable moment around the Thanksgiving table when some relative says, "Let's talk about what we're grateful for," and everybody goes, "Oh, give me another glass of red wine."
I'd appreciate another glass of red wine. That's what I'm gonna say this
I
year.
would be grateful for another.
Well, you should be serving white wine.
Oh no,
I know,
I don't.
you don't like white wine.
Nope.
What's wrong with it, by the way?
I think I had it in a bad wedding and I never got over it. I don't know. I don't like it. There's something in it that doesn't,
Grapes, alcohol.
It doesn't have the tannins. It doesn't have the good
No, it
stuff.
doesn't. It doesn't. All right.
Does it have polyphenols even?
I don't know.
Anyway, I'll be drinking red wine.
You'll be drinking. I recommend a Zinfandel.
Okay, too sweet for me.
Mm,
But listen, we were supposed to talk about gratitude, not wine.
I'm thankful for wine.
I'm thankful for wine every day. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so let's talk about the power of gratitude.
Okay.
And again, I'm blown away by how deep this research that we've done goes. One of the first things I said is overall, it improves mental health. Say if you're not in the best of moods or whatever, if you just start thinking about things that you're grateful for, you can literally flip your mood. But this goes a little bit deeper than that. So, improve mental health. They're saying that if you practice gratitude, you can reduce all those negative emotions like envy, frustration, resentment, and just general feelings of unhappiness. It's almost impossible to have those feelings when you're grateful.
Okay.
And they also indicate that it can reduce depression and anxiety, which is amazing, right?
Yes.
That's number one. So, overall, we know that this practice of gratitude can benefit you, certainly mentally.
I actually even read that it helps people suffering PTSD.
I know, which is
It's
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah, they did a study with Vietnam veterans,
Oh, okay.
and that it had a huge impact on those trauma pathways that have been set.
As we have been doing over the last couple of months, all these sources will be in the show
In
notes
the
on
show notes,
Spotify.
yeah. I mean, but the sources are like Mayo Clinic and Psychology
National Institutes of
Today
Health.
and Berkeley, and really
UCLA Health.
credible
Yeah,
credible sources.
really credible sources.
So we're going to
Not
give
like
you
some of our sources. Like
So
Eddie's
I was
website.
thinking. No, we always have pretty good
No, we
sources,
do.
I say,
We do.
because when we're sharing this stuff, we want you to believe that there's some backing to it, and it's not just us coming up with it. So better mental health, but also better physical health.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, people who practice gratitude tend to experience fewer aches and pains, report feeling healthier overall, and are likely to engage in healthy behaviors such as exercising regularly and attending medical checkups.
When we started the 60 Plus podcast, I never expected that we would be talking about, as frequently as we do talk about it, mental health, physical health. Having a good diet
Yeah,
is good for so many reasons.
right.
But
Yoga.
Well, we talk about yoga all the time.
I think part of the issue is in our age group too, is that we are facing these challenges where our immune system is weakening. Our health worries are increasing. Our physical and mental health becomes more and more important as we age. And if you think about the sort of stereotypical people getting together and they talk about their aches and pains. As you get older, you're sort of like, you might be complaining a little bit, curmudgeonly. Well, this flips that on its head. This idea, this attitude of gratitude flips that on its head and to suggest that it's not really just an attitude that you can change. It has all these incredible benefits. Another one is enhanced sleep. Now, that is another challenge for 60 plus people.
For some people, not
Yeah, not
fortunately,
everyone.
I'm thankful that I don't have trouble
Right.
sleeping.
But I know a lot of people who
I do
do.
too.
And so, this idea that we go to bed with this idea of gratitude and wake up with this idea of gratitude can actually help reduce sleep disturbances.
And that leads to more better sleep, which leads to all the other things that we've talked about
Right,
living longer, living healthier longer.
right,
All of those things
right. And
come
that was
from.
from UCLA Health.
And sleep is really important. Good quality sleep.
Right.
All right.
We know that.
All right. So what else? We've got, oh, it improves relationships.
I know, stronger relationships. That's wild. So it can strengthen relationships, which I guess, yes, everybody, it's nice to be thanked, right? But they also found that in new relationships, if you show some gratitude, you have a higher chance of having a longer term relationship.
Well, thank you for telling me that, Janet.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Joe. Thank you.
It is surprising that just little simple things like saying thank you
Right.
and expressing gratitude for whatever, a glass of red wine.
Yeah, or two. Yeah,
Even more thankful.
deeper social connections and encourages positive interactions. Then we have increased resilience.
That one surprised me.
Yeah. And studies have shown that those who practice gratitude can recover more quickly from difficulty like trauma and stress.
hmm
So I guess you're not focusing on the adversity. You're focusing more on, okay, yes, this is something I have to face, but I'm also grateful that I have the friends around me to help me through this, or, whatever it is,
I'm
however you can.
thankful that I have red wine and
What
blueberries.
is up with the red wine? Red wine and blueberries, as long as there's peanut butter in.
I don't know.
Red wine and peanut butter do not go well
No, they
together.
don't.
However, red wine and dark chocolate, Joe.
Red wine and red wine and a piece of chocolate cake, like
Oh my God, I am so grateful for
isn't
that.
it? It's amazing.
That's like the ultimate in gratitude.
I've introduced that combination to a number of people. They were always surprised. And so red wine, or even better, port. So for
Oh,
dessert,
no,
I know
I'm
you don't
off
like the
port.
sweet.
I'm off the port. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like the sweet, but
Yeah. I think that glass of port with that cigar one time just killed me. So,
it reminds me of that commercial where the guy goes, "It must have been the cupcake." Do you remember? It's an Alka-Seltzer ad.
oh, really?
Yeah, and
I just remember plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
I'm thankful that you sang in this episode.
I know I haven't been singing lately.
No, you haven't. And
No.
I'm thankful for that too.
Aw. This is so. See, I feel closer already.
One of the challenges, though, in tough times, it's hard to
It is.
practice gratitude.
Right.
So you gotta really
you really
focus
have
on
to
it.
focus on it.
Mhm.
And it's like, what's the good news, right? Can we find some, silver lining in the cloud type of thing and try to focus on that? But it's hard. Yeah. And that's why they call it a practice. It's not something that you just say, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that now. Like you have to practice it.
And repeatedly
Yeah.
and regularly.
And then it
da-
becomes
even
a
daily.
habit. And then it becomes a habit,
Mhm.
So the other thing that we have here is that it can reduce stress because it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which reduces the psychological effects of stress. This also leads to lower blood pressure and heart rates and promotes relaxation. Wow.
Isn't that what red wine does?
Oh, stop! Remember, I told you, I put a line in the sand. You can only mention
I don't see any
a
sand.
joke. Actually, comedians will tell you 3 times. That's
Okay.
it. Okay. You go above that and it's not funny anymore, Joe. Okay.
I think I'm only interested in,
You're like a
in amusing
child.
myself.
Well, amuse yourself on your
Annoying
own
you.
time.
Annoying you can be.
Oh, wait. Okay. I see where we're going with this.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. What about stress reduction? I need stress reduction. Annoying me does not reduce my stress, Joe.
It reduces mine.
Well, and I guess that's all we have to worry about, huh?
So
Okay.
along with stress reduction, it also reduces aggression. So- What animal was that? What animal
Annoying
was-
me increases. That was my vicious dog bark.
Vicious dog.
Are you scared now?
No.
Well, see, now you annoyed me and that made me aggressive. So now I got to, practice
Practice
some
gratitude.
gratitude. I am so grateful that this is only a 25-minute episode.
No, reducing aggression, people that were higher on the gratitude scales were less likely to retaliate for slights or whatever,
Ah,
even
well,
when given negative feedback.
right. And that actually might be linked to that idea of improved self-esteem because there was actually a study published in, this is interesting, a Journal of Applied Sports Psychology found that gratitude increased athletes' self-esteem, right? Which is essential for optimal performance. And so it also reduces social comparisons, right? So you're not, oh, that person makes more money than me, has a better job, whatever. That, makes you discontent. So being grateful for your job, being grateful for your own circumstances increases your self-esteem.
I've never kind of had an issue like I
With
always call it
self-esteem.
maybe, but no, I've
Mhm.
never been one like, oh,
How
that
about when
person
you were
makes too much.
dating as a pimply teenager?
You think I was dating as a teenager?
Do we have an episode about this?
No, I've never been one to say, oh, that person makes too much money or that person makes more money than.
Oh yeah, no. It's always been a battle with my own comparison of myself. You know what I mean? Like more like I have these goals, I have these
Mhm.
things that I want to do. It's like, oh, I might be like, hey, I haven't done that yet. But I
Okay.
would never say, oh, well, that person's done this.
Doesn't deserve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, no.
Oh.
Ew.
If they can
Ew.
do it, more power to them.
Exactly. And that's that attitude, which is kind of, I think, goes hand in hand with gratitude of abundance. Like there's enough for everyone.
Hmm.
Like if you have that attitude too, then you're happy for everyone and their accomplishments. You're
Mhm.
not like compare, as Stuart Smalley used to say. Remember him? No, compare and despair.
Oh. No, I didn't remember that.
Yes.
Now
He
we're
would say that.
So I always say when we have like medical episodes, don't take advice from us.
No, do not.
But you're taking
But you
advice
can-
from Saturday Night
Psychology
Live
Today.
characters.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Psychology Today, Mayo Clinic, NIH. That's who we're taking advice.
UCLA Health.
Yep, we're
Yep.
taking advice from them all.
Yep.
So how do we do this, Joe? Like
How to practice gratitude. We've talked about some of the benefits.
Yeah.
And it's not just saying thank you.
No.
There
And
are other ways to do it to make it more ingrained in your own thinking,
right. Yeah.
such
And
as
thought replacement. Like you catch yourself being upset about something, being sad about something, whatever it is. Can you replace that thought with something positive, focused on gratitude?
so think about something else.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know. It could be something simple. Like, you could be like, I'm grateful for my dog. Like you could be grateful
You have
for.
a dog?
No, not anymore. He
know.
passed away. Well, I do have a grand dog.
You do.
Yeah. And I'm grateful that she's coming for Thanksgiving.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, it can be simple stuff. I'm grateful for my cup of coffee in the morning. Like,
oh,
so So thought replacement would be something like, oh God, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't really want to go to work. I'm like, I can't wait to get out of bed and make my coffee. I'm so grateful for my coffee in the morning.
I remember one day, my younger daughter she was grade school age. She was late for school or something, and I was driving her to school on my way to work. And I had my travel mug, which I always put my coffee in my travel mug. And I said, oh, this is the best part of my day. And I took a sip of coffee. And she said to me, in a wisdom beyond her years, Daddy, that's so sad. that was the best part of my day.
But you can have amazing number of moments like that.
Of course.
This is the best time of my day. This
Mhm.
is the best time of my day,
Mhm.
So I don't know. What other ideas do you have?
There's best practices.
Yeah.
So write down 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for each day
Yeah.
and do it on a daily basis.
Right.
Every day can be something different. It can be the same things.
And then if you have a bad moment at work or something, you can say, but I have so grateful that I have blah, blah, blah.
I'm so grateful that it's 5 o'clock and I get to leave this
And have a glass of red wine. Okay, I
But-
made it 4.
According to UCLA Health, research suggests regular journaling about gratitude improves mood and enhances well-being.
There you go.
So
There you
this is truly mind over matter kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely. I also think, and I've sort of been practicing this for a while, and this is maybe not on our list, but if somebody's done something nice or you admire something, tell them.
I agree.
Like, don't keep it a secret,
Mhm.
right? And it doesn't have to come across as like BS-y. It's like if you really feel that way, why hold those feelings back? Share it.
I don't want to sound sexist, but I think it might be easier for women than for men to do this.
I don't know. Why should it be though?
I agree, but there have been
Maybe the
times.
delivery is a little bit different, whatever, but you can still be like, great shot.
Now who's being sexist? Men kind of hold things in a little bit more, I think.
That's a whole nother episode, like why. And, we're all trained for that, but we can break those trainings. I mean, I don't think a guy's going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to start a gratitude journal. Like after listening to this, that might be a little bit tougher than, say, somebody who's already journaling.
All right. For a guy,
Yeah.
this next one's even a little tougher.
Uh-oh.
A gratitude letter. Writing a letter to someone to say something that you appreciate that they've done for you or who they are to you.
You've never written a thank you note? That's
Oh,
not true.
no, I do write thank you notes. I do.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like a gratitude letter.
Well, yes, but I think the psychology today's kind of definition of
It's a bit
gratitude.
more pointed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like
Not
I
like thank
appreciate
you for the
you.
pair of socks, but yeah. Well, when I get these from my students,
oh,
and let me tell you, that feels so incredible when they tell me what a difference I've made. I have got to like frame it,
Mhm.
It's like that's so incredible. So there is a real power to it for sure.
I don't know if I've told this story before, but bear with me for a second. I had occasion to remember a former professor of mine. Now we're talking 40 plus years ago.
Okay.
And I said, I'm going to reach out to him. I'm going to see if I can find him and reach
Yeah.
out to him. And I found him. He was retired. He was at a different college than the last I knew where he was. But I found his email and I sent him an email. And I thought and I'm sure it was nice for him to hear from me saying, I recently thought of you. You're one of my favorite professors. And he wrote back and he says, I remember you, Joe. And he referenced a paper that I wrote in his class.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, that was like gratitude back to me.
Yeah.
I was shocked that he remembered me after 40 plus years,
Yeah.
where he's had 80 something semesters of school since,
Wow.
thousands of students, and he remembered me. And we stay in touch now
Yeah.
for the last few years.
That's how powerful that is.
It strengthened that relationship.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows, it could be life-changing.
There's mindful gratitude, and that's little things, noticing the little things that you're thankful for, like that cup of coffee
Yeah.
or just nice weather.
Yeah.
And just notice it and
Right.
Be
Take a
thankful
moment.
for it.
Like,
And you can write it in your journal if you decide
or
to.
not. It's like old saying, stop and smell the roses type of thing.
Hmm.
Like, stop and say, wow, what a beautiful sunset, whatever. You know,
What a wonderful episode of the 60 Plus
oh
podcast.
gosh, Joe. It'd be better if we had red wine.
It would be better.
We're going to have to start recording later, like after 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I'm thankful for that.
So, yeah. And then you can actually have these rituals, right? So you can kind of make it part of your routine. So you might start your day, you might end your day and say, oh, I have to take that moment. We used to do this thing with my daughter when she'd come home from school and we were sitting around the dinner table, and it was the rosebud and thorn of your day. And so you got to talk about, okay, what didn't go so well, but then you talked about what was the best part of your day. And then also the bud being, what do you see that has like future promise type of thing? So yes, you got to vent the thorn. We do that first, but then you had to flip over to what was the best part of your day and what do you think has promise for the future type of thing.
Hmm.
That's a little ritual that you can do, but so yeah, it's about consistency, and then you're going to really get all those positive effects that they've been talking about.
Now, you know that I love where I live.
Mm,
I'll go for a walk and I'll just take a picture of something that I see along my walk, and I'll look back at it
right.
a few days later, and it always makes me thankful for where I live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's an easy thing.
that's an easy thing, and we all take photographs, right?
Hmm.
Like just to put on Instagram, but to really
I almost never
admire.
do.
No, I know.
I know you're following me on Instagram, and you're like, when is Joe going to post something on Instagram?
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No, I don't care. Sorry, I'm really not grateful for Instagram.
No, well, don't say that because we're the 60
No,
Plus
no, I
podcast is
know.
on Instagram.
Yeah, sure.
All right, and I think this is a big ask. I think.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, gratitude visuals like a vision board or something like that.
Yeah.
That's someone
Well,
that's very serious about
well,
gratitude.
yeah, but I think vision boards, I mean, I have done that one time 10 years ago. I should
I should put a
actually,
post-it note on our
no, but you
fridge.
know what? I should look at that and
You
see
still have
how
it?
much, I think somewhere buried somewhere. I should see how much actually came to fruition, because that's not just about gratitude. It can also be about creating a vision for yourself. Like, where do I want my life to go? That's kind of the power in that.
When I picture a vision board, I picture like some kind of procedural cop show on TV. Go to the suspect's house and he's got a vision
Well,
board
see,
of the
you'd
victim.
probably enjoy doing it because you could get out your label maker.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah. Yeah. And you could, cut out little pictures in your magazine and label them. You could start an Excel spreadsheet.
Okay, maybe I'll do that.
See?
Maybe I'll do the vision board in Excel.
Yeah. So Joe, before we close off the episode, in lieu of Thanksgiving, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for many, many things. I think most immediately what comes to mind is I'm grateful for my kids, how successful they are and how good they are. They've created great lives for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
My older daughter is married to a great guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm grateful for that for her.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
What about you?
That I woke up this morning and I'm breathing.
Wow. That's a pretty low bar.
Well, you have to start somewhere.
Well, you do. You do.
No, of course I'm grateful for my daughter and my son-in-law. They're wonderful, but
Can't copy my idea, Janet.
all right. So okay. I actually am very grateful. I kid about waking up, but I wake up and I look out my window and every day I'm just like grateful for the beauty.
You should be.
Yeah.
It's
And
it's a great place.
yeah, and I just love it.
I think that's it. I want to say happy Thanksgiving to those
To those who practice Thanksgiving
and
and practice gratitude, even if you don't
exactly.
celebrate Thanksgiving, right?
I agree.
Every day is an opportunity.
That's it for this episode of the 60 Plus podcast. I'm Joe.
I'm Janet. Bye.